Good morning, dear students. Welcome to Social Science class. I am Tajunisa from Vishwamanava High School, Sibara Guttinadu, Chitradurga. Today we are going to discuss about the chapters in the political science. The chapter number first, our constitution. In this lesson, first we are going to discuss about the filling the blanks with suitable words. Here, first one, the law which governs the states is dash. Here, the law which governs or regulated the state is constitution. Second one, the meeting of new constitute assembly was held on dash. Here, the constitute assembly was held on 11th December 1946. Third one, the chairman of the drafting committee of the constitutions was dash. The chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Fourth one, our constitution provides for a dash system of government. Our constitution provides for a democratic system of government. The state where fifth one, the state where the people enjoy sovereign power is called dash. The state where the each and every people enjoy the sovereign power is called as a sovereign republic. Sixth one, our constitutions provides for dash citizenship to it is in citizens. Here our constitution was provide the single citizenship to it is citizen. Seventh one, the right for constitutional remedies has been incorporated in article dash. The right of the constitutional remedy has been incorporated or it has been implemented in the article 32. Last one, the directive principle of state policy has borrowed from dash constitution. The directive principle of the state policy was borrowed from the Irish constitution. This is all about the filling the blanks. Next one, answer the following questions. First one, who was the president of the Constituent Assembly? Here, the president of the Constituent Assembly was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was a president of the Constituent Assembly. Next one, when did the Constitution come into force? Here, the Constitution was came into practice or came into force from 26th January 1950. Next one, write a note on drafting committee. Here, drafting committee, the Constituent Assembly formed 22 committees and 5 subcommittees to examine in details all the issues related to the country. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of one of the most important committees. Here, the drafting committee, based on his contributions to the framing of the constitution, he is called as the chief architect of Indian constitution. The other members of this committee were N. Gopalaswamy Iyengar, Aladi Krishnaswamy Iyengar, K. M. Munshi, T. T. Krishna Ramachari, and some other eminent statements. Here, drafting committee, it is a committee which established to frame the constitutions or constitution of our India. In that committee, 22 members and the 5 sub the total the 22 committees were framed, and also the 5 subcommittees which is framed to prepare the constitution of India and to examine all related issues and all the details of the country. Ambedkar was appointed as a chairman of the drafting committee, and other than the Ambedkar there was a many more famous members or the respectable persons who is appointed in the committee to frame or to collect all the information of the country and to establish or to issue the constitution. So this is all about so then the Ambedkar was called as a chief architect of the Indian constitution. This is all about the drafting committee. Next one, how many days take to complete the constitutions of India? Here the Constituent Assembly took 11 months and 18 days to complete its work. Here, total 11 months and 18 days to complete the work of the or to frame the constitutions of India. Last fifth one, when was the first meeting of new Constituent Assembly held? It here, the first meeting of Constituent Assembly was held in 9th December 1946. On this date, the first meeting of the new Constituent Assembly was took on. This next one, this is all about this chapter, our constitutions. Now we are moved towards the another chapter in the political science, the union government. Here, first we are going to discuss about the filling the blanks with suitable words. First one, India is dash. Here, India is a union of states. India is a union of states. Second one, the union legislature is called dash. Here, the union legislature is called as a parliament. Third one, the Speaker of Rajya Sabha is dash of India. The Speaker of Rajya Sabha is Vice President of India. Fourth one, the minimum age to become the member of Lok Sabha is dash. The minimum age the member of the Lok Sabha is having the 25 years. Next, the commander in chief of all the three forces is dash. Here, the commander of in chief in all the three forces was president or is president. Sixth one, the election of the president of India is explained in the Article 54 and the Article 55 of the Constitution. Seventh one, the chairman of Union Public Service Commission is appointed by dash. Here, the chairman of the Union Public Service Commission UPSC chairman was appointed by the President of India. Next one, the Supreme Court came into exist on dash. The Supreme Court came into exist or established on 28th January 1950. This is all about the filling the blanks. Next, answer the following questions. First one, write a note on the Houses of Parliament. Here, the Parliament consisting of two houses. The upper house is called as a Rajya Sabha and lower house is called as a Lok Sabha. Here, first of all, we are going to discuss about the what is Rajya Sabha and how many members in this Rajya Sabha. The number of seats in the Rajya Sabha is 250, of which 238 members are elected by the members of the state assemblies and union territories. This house is also known as the House of Elders. Here, total number of seats is 250. In the 250, 238 members are elected from the state assemblies and the union territories. And then this house is called as a House of Elders. Next, the term of office. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and it is not dissolved like the Lok Sabha. But the term of members is 6 years. 1/3 of it is members retired on completion of 6 years term every second year. Here, the Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and it is not dissolved like the Lok Sabha. Means the Lok Sabha is dissolved after the 5 years, after the government power having by the only 5 years. After that, the Lok Sabha is dissolved. But here Rajya Sabha is a permanent. Each and every person who is elected as a member of the Rajya Sabha, he having the 6 years power, and after that 6 years he will be retired or he will be resigned or he will be retired from his post. This process is happen every second year. This is the terms of office of the Rajya Sabha. Next one, Lok Sabha. The members of Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people, so it is known as the House of People. The maximum number of seats is 545. Terms of office. The Lok Sabha members are elected for a term of 5 years. Here, Lok Sabha members are directly elected or elected by the people of our India, and so it is known as a House of People. Rajya Sabha is known as a House of Elders and the Lok Sabha is known as a House of People, and the maximum number of this Lok Sabha is 545. This the term of office is 5 years. Each after 5 years the government or the Lok Sabha is became dissolved, but the Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. This is all about the houses of the parliament, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Here second one, write a short note on the structure of Rajya Sabha. Here we are going to discuss about the what is the structure of Rajya Sabha? First one, the number of seat in the Rajya Sabha is 250, on which 238 members are elected by the members of the state assemblies and union territories. Here the number of seats, total number of seats of Rajya Sabha is 250, and the 238 members are elected by the members of the state assembly and the union territories. After that, the remaining 12 members are who are experts from the various fields like literature, art, science, and social work are nominated by the president. Here, the remaining 12 members are elected or nominated by the president of India. These special persons are elected from the special field, or they are expert in their fields such as art, literature, art, science, and social work. Third one, this house is also known as a House of Elders. The Rajya Sabha is also known as a House of Elders. And next, the Vice President is the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Here, the Vice President of our India is the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And next one, the Deputy Chairman is chosen from among the members, and the Chairman was Vice President, and Deputy Chairman was elected or the chosen from the members of the Rajya Sabha. Next one, at least 10% of the members, 1 by 10, a minimum of 25 members should be present during the session of Rajya Sabha. Here, whenever the session was conducted in the Rajya Sabha, at that time, at least at the minimum 10% members will be present in the Rajya Sabha meeting or in the Rajya Sabha session. Without 10%, there is no session will be conducted in the Rajya Sabha. Next one, the house should be meet at least twice in a year. Here, Rajya Sabha meeting or the Rajya Sabha session will be conducted each and every year at least 2 times. Twins means at least two times in a year. This is all about the how the construction or the how the structure of our Rajya Sabha in our India. Next one. Third one, what are the qualification needed to become a member of Lok Sabha? Here, what are the qualification having by the members to become a member of Lok Sabha? Here, first one, should be a citizen of India. Here, whoever want to become a member of Lok Sabha, first of all, he should be a citizen of India. Next one, must not be less than 25 years of age, and he will be having or he will be holding the 25 years age. After the 25 years age, he will be applicable or he will be able to become a member of Lok Sabha. Third one, should not hold any office of profit under the government. Here, the when who want to become the member of Lok Sabha, he did not having any profit, means he did not getting any government job. Fourth one, should not be a person of unsound mind. Here, unsound mind means he should not be a mental or he should not be facing any mental problem. Fifth one, should not have been punished under law, and whoever want to become the member of Lok Sabha, he should not or he did not face any problem or he did not get any punishment from the law. Sixth one, should possess qualification as specified by Parliament from time to time. Here, what are the qualification was applicable or issued by the Parliament? According to that qualification, a member will be applicable or a member will be suitable to become a member of Lok Sabha. This is all about the qualification needed to become a member of Lok Sabha. Fourth one, write a note on the formation of Union Cabinet and its responsibilities. Here, the Union Cabinet is the real executive and has ministers in two hierarchies. Here, the Union Cabinet, it is a real executive. Real executive means he has the original power to hold the government under their power. The government will be holding, and also has ministers in two hierarchies. The minister will be divided into a two hierarchies or into a two types. The first one is the cabinet level and second one is the state minister of state. Here, the two hierarchy was divided into in a cabinet level and in a ministry of states. Third one, the maximum strength of the union cabinet is 15 of the total strength of the parliament. Here, the maximum strength, the maximum number of the union cabinet is 15 out of the strength of the parliament. Next one, the cabinet has two kinds of responsibilities. Here the cabinet having the two kinds of responsibilities. First one are the ministers of every department is responsible for the administration of his department. Here whoever became a minister of each and every state, or who will be got the ministry post in the cabinet, that minister having the responsible, he is responsible for each and every work and each and every uh, development of the administration according to his department. Next one, he has individual responsibility for the success or failure of his department. Whatever the ministry having by a person or having by a member of the cabinet, that person only responsible for the success or the failure of his department. Next one, the union cabinet has collective responsibility to the parliament with regard to the decisions and policies taken by it. Here the union cabinet has the collective responsibility. He have the collective responsibility to the parliament and regarded to the decision, what are the decision and policies they will be going to taken for the goodwill of the people or goodwill of the government, and that responsibility should be collective, both the parliament and the union cabinet. Next one, therefore the cabinet can be in power only as long as it enjoys the trust of the parliament. Here each and every member of the parliament having the power only at that time, and they holding or they were going in a right path, or they enjoying the trust of the parliament. If they lost the trust of the parliament, then they lost their ministry, or they lost their membership in the cabinet ministers. Next one, when it loses the trust, it has to be removed by a non-confidence motion. Whenever the minister was done any mistake in his ministry, at that time, through the non-confidence motion, it is a process where the minister or the government will be removed through this power by the parliament. This is all about the union cabinet and it is responsibilities. Thank you each and everyone.